Hey everyone, it's Thursday. We always love Thursday. You want to know why I love Thursday?
It's almost Friday.
Yeah, and the day goes by so super fast
Yeah.
because I always have way too much to do.
Yes.
But we went glow kayaking last night, and it was so fun. We'll post some pictures one of these days.
I
About how
especially
fun it
liked the bug in the boat.
the bug in the boat. Yeah, I did do a little video while we were out there. I'm like, hey, let's go live.
She goes, oh, there's a bug in our boat.
Well, because you could see all of him all over the place. Oh, is this in the way?
Yeah.
All right, just say so.
All right.
All right. Technical difficulties. There we go. So pop on, say hello, tell us where you're from. You know, we always pick winners for each one of our shows, and we do that by you commenting. So keep commenting, ask cool questions, make us laugh, do whatever you want to do to win. Heidi's the one that picks, so you might want to say, Heidi looks so pretty today. That might get you something.
Heidi ho. Heidi.
Yeah, this is Gloria. Sorry, I didn't. By now, y'all know already. Here we are.
Yeah, this was really funny yesterday. They didn't know there was two of us.
Two.
So those poor
You
guys-
and Vicky, you mean?
Yeah.
Not two of us.
No. God, no.
I know, right? The world doesn't need
No,
two
they
of me
didn't
or two of
know.
you.
The students over there was two of us.
Oh, so
They
that
were
freaked
so
him out a little bit.
They kept wondering why I kept changing clothes.
So Vicky or Gloria has a twin sister, Vicky. If you don't know that, you remember Vicky. Woo! Awesome. Thanks, Ann
Thank
Cooper.
you.
You are the best. We love it. Yeah. Maybe she can fund one of our excursions, our team building things that we did. But anyway, I also want to talk about what I did this morning. So,
What did you do this morning?
Kaylee, show them what I was doing this morning. I went to Door
Big
County
cherries.
on Tuesday. So I finally pitted my cherries, and let me tell you, I got juice everywhere, like splatter. Like you could see, like how my counter and you
Is that
use
stain?
you use a little tool there to click out the little pits, and it splatters all over. I had a cool shirt on, so I had an apron on, but I had all these little splats all like here, right above my apron. But that's the first time I ever pitted cherries. I love cherries, so I'm going to use them in baking throughout the winter. So I froze some of them, and then I have a new type of cherry. I forgot what it's called, but it starts with a B, and it's not like sour like the sour cherries, and it's not as sweet as the like Bing cherries, but it was so good. Look at all this stuff going on. Awesome. Is that Denise?
Denise. Hi, Denise.
Yay! You are awesome. Was there something else too?
Nope.
All right, and then we have another super chat. I was going to tell Heidi a joke about boxing, but I forgot the punchline. That sounds like me. I always like I should tell everybody about that, and then I forget.
I'm a terrible joke teller.
Yeah, I am too.
Although I
Nick
do-
always has jokes for us. All right, but so there's this new type of cherry, and it's like it's a little tart and it's a little sweet. So,
I love cherries.
and I Googled what to make with it, and it said cherry crisp. So I'll be making a cherry crisp with those. So hopefully that 1 pint is enough for a cherry crisp. If not, it's going to be like an 8x8 instead of a 9x13. A 9x13.
We had an
Oh,
awesome
and by the
dessert.
way, I got shorts on today. So if you get a glimpse, it's just my shorts, okay? So nobody freaks out today.
We told her, cross your legs.
Cross your legs. I'm like, okay, they're glued shut. But I know you're only looking out for me. I get it. You don't want to see the cha-cha. The new word for it. Okay. All right, Miss Gloria, do you want to do your things or you want me to do my things first?
Well, I'll do mine because it might be part of yours.
Okay.
First of all, Jen Kingwell's over there.
Yes. That's what our whole show is about today, by the way. So
She's the most awesome lady.
I went out to dinner with her last night. And I brought Miss Darcy with.
Oh my God. Hi, Darce. That was a true experience.
I didn't have to talk too much last night. It was awesome.
She was telling us all kinds of great stories. She's awesome.
You got to take a class from Jen because
she's from Australia.
Once she warms up, she starts telling you all the stories about her knickers, and she's got all these different words for everything.
She says to us the other day, she goes, "Would it be okay if I hung some of my knickers out back to dry?" And we went, "Sure." She washed her knickers and hung them outside. And Peggy today said, "We do have a washer and dryer." She goes, "Oh no, I've got this." I was taught.
She said she does it in a plastic bag.
I was taught how to do it.
She's here for 7 weeks, I think.
Yeah,
so she knows how to wash her knickers.
She does. And they were blowing in the wind outside the back of the tree house.
They were all the same color too.
But anyway, she's awesome. I love her.
Yeah. Okay. So I gotta tell you this. All right. So we're listening to a story she's telling. She's like talking about getting knee surgery and how she had to. She's got plants on the lower level, and then she's got plants on the upper level. She goes, "Oh my God, I had to like trudge down the stairs, and I had to water my pot plants, and and I'm like looking around to see if anybody else noticed that she said she had pot plants."
Yeah.
And nobody did. I'm like, wait a minute, I can't get this out of my mind. I'm like, "You got pot plants on your porch?" And she's like, "Yeah, pot plants." And I'm like, "Potted plants?" And she goes, "Yeah, pot plants." I'm like, okay, that's a whole different thing here.
Yeah, I love her lingo.
She goes, "Oh my God, I've been telling that forever. Everybody thinks I'm growing pot." I'm like, "Yeah, they do." But it's okay. You're creative. Maybe I guess a lot of good songs were written while
she's a pill
under the influence of some of that stuff.
It's so wonderful.
Maybe quilt designers should be on pot plants. No, I'm only kidding.
It's so fun to meet people from other countries.
Yeah, I love listening. I love listening to it.
And you should hear when she's over there speaking, you could hear a pin drop in.
Oh yeah, because they're hanging on every word.
They're like, it's so cute.
Yes.
Anyway, she's here through the 7th, so we get to enjoy her for a little bit longer.
And I think she's coming back.
Yeah. Well, here's the deal. The great big basket that I have over there, the footed basket.
Yeah, the big feet.
Yeah, she kind of wanted to take it home with her. And she asked how much it would cost for shipping. I said, "Well, I don't know, as long as you're paying for it." And she laughed. And I said, "I'll tell you what, if you come back next year, I'll have one made for you." She goes, "Okay." I said, "A bit of bribery going on."
Of course, whatever works.
So anyway, if she comes back, I have to make sure I make it.
Okay.
But I did want to share with you that our sit and sews are like slam bashed full. So for August the 8th and the 22nd, no more room at the end. It's full. And
but
Mhm.
you can maybe call that day if you're local and see if somebody doesn't show up, right?
Yes, but don't show up with
But
that.
don't show up first.
Right.
But call first.
Yeah. And then from August 9th to the 12th is our basket camp. Sherry and I are teaching baskets. And the only one that still has availability is what she calls her magazine basket, which is really an awesome quilt basket or project basket that you can set by your chair. It's beautiful. And it's great for a beginner. So if you haven't signed up and you want to learn how to make a basket, that's a good one to do.
So Wednesday, August 9th, you have a few openings for the last basket.
5 openings.
And it's like a nice carrying tote basket.
Oh, yeah, it's great. It's
Sherry's
big.
class.
Yeah, it's big.
Yeah. I can tell it's big because the one that's next to is pretty big too.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yep.
You don't have that one?
I do, but it's not an updated one.
Oh, okay. So mine is updated and it says full, full, full on 3 of them.
Mine doesn't say
So
that.
the second one is full too.
Yes, it is full now.
Okay.
The first one is still available.
All right.
And those days, you're with us all day. You go home with a finished project. Ta-da! And you also get lunch. So that's good. And then the week of the 14th to the 20th is the anniversary week of the gathering.
Okay, what are you doing for it?
Nothing. I just want to let you know that that was the first week we were all here when we were the guinea pigs for the retreat center.
Okay.
And a whole bunch of us girls, some from Florida, some from all around, came and we had to write down everything that needed to be fixed or repaired or whatever. And it's hard to believe it's 3 years already.
2 years.
No,
2 years.
3.
2 years,
No.
we're going to be starting our third year. 21 to 22, 22 to 23, 2 years we've been here. 2 full years. Now we're starting our third year.
If it's 3 years, it would have been COVID.
Okay. I'm not sure about that, but okay. All right.
We can discuss it later, but we're right. I
Okay.
only argue if I'm right.
Right.
And then on the 21st is our first new Bernina Social. We're starting Bernina Social again.
Okay.
So for those of you who have a Bernina, make sure that you stop in, call in. You must register.
Ahead of time.
Yes.
Or we're charging you more if you just show up.
Yeah. If you don't show up, I'm charging you $400 to come. But we need to know ahead of time because we have to figure your lunch.
Yeah, we have to
can't
make
just
sure we
show
can
up.
feed enough because
Yes.
if 6 people show up, we might run short.
And that's going to be a really busy day too because we have Bernina, we have Featherweight, and we have Stitchers Gathering all in one big whack in there. So it'll
nice.
be busy.
Okay, good.
And then on the 23rd, we have our wool and our cross stitch retreat.
Wool and cross stitch
Mhm.
clubs.
Cross stitch clubs.
Yeah, the
Club,
clubs.
Wool
Yeah.
club and cross stitch
Yeah,
club. Okay.
sorry.
I'm like
Yes.
retreat. What's retreat?
No.
I didn't know about that.
I'm like,
And then also, we wanted to tell you that we have our Naughty and Nice, which is scheduled, that's taught by Lisa, is in December from the 4th to the 10th. And we've scheduled a second one from the 11th to the 17th. So
all right, and we
two
have
of them.
openings only in the second one, right?
Yes. Well, yes, we have daytime. The lodging is full on the 4th to the 10th. The 11th to the 17th, we have 13 or 14 in there already.
All right. So run away, come hang out with us.
Yeah.
Get some of your projects done. You can work on your stuff too as well.
Yes.
I do have some projects for you, but they don't have to be done for this Christmas. They could be for next Christmas.
Correct. But you are teaching.
Yeah, and hanging out.
Yeah.
And getting my stuff done. So
And it's fun.
yeah, it's really
All right. And then in September, we still have openings for Doug Lico, which is the 14th through the 17th. He's an awesome
I'll
dude.
see Doug in about a week.
I know. I'm
Yeah.
jealous we get to go there.
Yeah. So come and hang out with Doug. He will be a lot of fun
Yeah.
to learn something from a dude.
I know. It's cool.
Grew
And
up in
then
quilting.
And the 18th to the 22nd is our traditional rug hooking retreat with Katie Puckett. She is the 3rd time
Rug hooking
Oh.
retreat.
Sorry.
Yeah.
There you go.
There's Katie.
McGowan certified instructor. She's an awesome teacher.
So you have
make-
lodging for that one too?
Yes, we do have
Okay.
lodging. Mhm.
Okay.
And then on the 23rd,
Even if you're a beginner, you don't
Oh,
have
yeah.
to be like a seasoned rug hooker. You can start anytime rug hooking. And you can even do rug punching too, I bet.
yeah, and the thing of it is too, is this project that she's teaching has been requested. And a lot of people look at it and they go, I don't want to make that pumpkin, but you don't have to make that pumpkin. If you're already a rug hooker and you want to come and have Katie help you with your color planning or your project, that's what she's there for.
Right. And that's what rug hookers do. Like you go and take classes from teachers and they help you plan some more colors or help you do some shading.
Yes.
And they really like go dive deep into your project. So that's kind of how rug hookers work versus quilters really don't.
No.
We don't kind of do that thing. So it's really kind of unique to rug hooking. Like your teacher really becomes like part of that design with you. And she helps you facilitate that really, really nice and really smoothly. And we have some really good rug hookers here. So
Yes. And the thing of it is too, is it's not an inexpensive craft, but she brings the tools with her.
Mhm.
We have a cutter already in the
yeah, so
gathering.
you don't have to buy a cutter. You
No,
don't-
and
yeah.
she brings all that. She brings hooks, everything, and it's really fun to learn.
Okay.
And you can start on small projects. It doesn't have to be a huge rug.
Mhm.
And then the 23rd is All Things Pumpkin, which Lisa teaches. It's always a smash hit every year. It's fun. Everything pumpkin, pumpkin, pumpkin. And then to clarify, Teresa Kogut from the 27th to the 1st, we're full.
Yeah, so we really didn't even get a chance to put that out there because as soon as everybody found out she was coming, the phone rang out.
That's
the
why
hook
we
for-
had July. So
Yeah, so that's why we opened the July retreat so people here or who didn't know anything about it were able to get on with that one.
And then Kathy Decker is going to teach rug punch, or needle punch, I'm sorry, on October 7th. So we already have quite a few people.
Is it punch needle?
Punch needle,
Punch needle.
needle punch, it's both. Other.
I think you said rug punch.
Oh, I did. I didn't mean that. Sorry.
It's
And
all
we already have a
registered.
lot of them registered, but we have room for some more if you want to learn how to do that. And we have all the tools and everything here. And then a new class that Kathy and I are doing is October 26th through the 28th is a cross-stitched finishing class. So what I've learned in the cross-stitch world is they have a lot of UFOs. As far as
Hundreds of them.
the project is finished, but it's not, it's stitched.
It's
but
like a quilt top that
it's
you
not
have done,
finished.
but you haven't quilted it yet.
Yeah, and they don't want to know how to finish it. Or they pay to have somebody finish it. Like we pay to have quilts quilted, and a lot of cross stitchers, they don't want to know how to do the finishing. So we're going to take time to show them how to take their projects and finish them in different manners other than just putting them in a frame. So that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Because we're going to bring in a whole bunch of things. We may take them on a little trip to the antique store.
And show them how to pillage for things.
Yes.
Forage.
Pillage is fun.
Yeah.
And when you talk to them about things, they go, oh, I never thought about that. So,
Mm-hmm.
and then a step ahead, Jill Shawless is coming November 9th, and she's going to teach us how to do foundation piecing, and she's awesome.
Mhm.
So we got a flyer that Heidi finished for me, so we'll be sending that out. And your friend Linda is doing long arm quilting
Yes.
the 10th and the 11th, and we're close to full on that. I think we have 17 people signed up.
Okay.
She'll take 20.
All right. So 3 spots left for Linda's
Yeah.
class.
And then a really new fun thing is November 14th through the 16th is another sip, sew, shop, and stay. But this one is the primitive one. We're going to do it right before Primitive Christmas, which gives you the opportunity to come and sew and have a good time and get dibs on Christmas primitive shopping.
So every year, the weekend before Thanksgiving, we do our primitive Christmas event. And it's our biggest event of the year. And that's, you will spend like $40 and you get like 3 or 4 different project patterns. And one of them will be a kit. And what we're going to do is let the people who stay over there get in early.
Yep.
So they'll get first dips on opening the door and shopping early before anybody else gets in there. So that's a little perk if they sign up for that. And
It's a great price.
yeah.
It's $175. You check in on the 14th and out on the 16th.
And then the 16th is the Thursday of
Yeah.
the beginning of the primitive Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good
So
idea.
it'll be fun. And that's what this new little, it's $275. I'm sorry. $175
right, we
was
gotta
a
read
really
the-
good deal.
We got to read the flyer.
Yeah,
$275. Is
$275.
it one night or 2?
It's the 14th and 15th out on the 16th.
Okay, so they can come all day.
We
And
check in at 3
Okay.
on the 14th. So they sew that night, they sew all the next day. And then the 16th, they have to be out by 10 because we're getting ready for our primitive event.
Right. So yeah. So we're gonna do make and takes and stuff like
Mhm.
that, so they can stay for the make and takes. They just can't have their sewing machine set up in there because we will be doing make and takes throughout that weekend. And our primitive Christmas this year is Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We are not going to be doing Sunday, right, Jess? We did Sunday previous, but hey, we work really hard for that. We need a day off.
Yeah.
We need a day off.
And the fun thing about the Sip Sew and Shop, if you've never been to it, is everybody that comes gets a wine tumbler, which
Okay.
is the really nice ones. And then,
But you don't have to drink wine. You can
No.
drink whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and we have late night chocolate fondue,
Okay.
and we have snacks, and
Perfect.
Erica spoils us.
Yes. That sounds like fun.
That's it. That's
We'll
enough.
probably be getting ready that we'll just stay over too.
Yeah, we will.
Do you remember those days when we were like finishing up the projects at the last minute and whatever else we do? Luckily, we're not there anymore. We have a lot more help than we ever did, but
Yeah.
that's knock on wood
Do we
thing.
have those projects in mind yet?
Oh yeah, they're in mind right here.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. We've been, what we do is we do a lot of brainstorming throughout the year and we put things aside like, oh, this will be good for primitive Christmas or this. But I mean, we don't start making them until
Right.
like 2 months. I think it's the next thing on my list after
A few other things.
after a few things, and then that's coming up soon. So we do have fun with all of that.
I'm trying to get my Florida buddies to come up for that.
Yes, your Florida buddies are fun. I haven't seen some of them in a while.
So Lynette, Donna, Pat, Lynn, Denise, Katie, who else?
Michelle, Marin, yeah. Those are the ones I
There's
know.
a slew of you.
You better say them all because one is going to be mad if you forgot her.
Well, that's true. Okay.
That's why you always just say, my Florida girls.
All the rest of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right,
You got anything else?
Nope, I'm ready to go back, go to work.
All right, dear. Thanks for coming
All
and
right.
joining us about
Thank
all
you.
the things you have over there at the gathering.
Gotcha.
Isn't that a lot of stuff? I'm trying to read some things here. We are working on. Okay, I have a couple things that Gloria didn't mention because they are not at the gathering. So we have one thing coming up, and we have the Madison Quilt Show, which is the 7th through the 9th of September. Now, this is the only quilt show we do right now. We don't do any other quilt shows, and I don't think we are going to be doing any quilt shows right now. And if something changes my mind, I don't know. It's going to have to be something awesome, like somebody, gets us a jet that flies everything down there or something. I don't know. But one of the things that's happening at the Madison Quilt Show, and Luke is so excited about it, is because we have 3 quads. And what that means is like 4 booths in an island. So we have an island for primitive gathering stuff. Then we have an island of our long arm stuff. And then we have an island of a classroom that they are going to be teaching a class. And it is called Fun Free Motion Ruler Work Sampler Quilt. So that's on the website right now for the Madison show. And if you want to look into that, you go to quiltshow.com, and there is a button there called schedule or class schedule. There are 6 classes, 2 a day. So they are 9 to 12 or 1 to 4. And you will learn everything from Donna B. She is a educator for Bernina, and you will be working on the long arm machine, and you will be doing ruler work. So if you want to check that out, they already are half full. So the classes are filling fast, and you will be working on a Q16 or a Q20 long arm. I'm trying to make sure I don't forget any of the details here. All right. So like I said, it's 3 days, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. It is only $70. So if you want to know maybe if you have any talent for that or any natural ability, go try it out for $70. What if you're really good? And then you can make a business at it. This is a great opportunity for you to find out right there right at the show. So there's 6 opportunities, like I said, and half of it is already full. So make sure you do that. But then I also want to talk about another event that we have for sewing machine and teaching coming up shortly after that. And I know once we get to the Madison show and talk about this class that we have going on here for 4 days in October, it's going to be full. So I'm going to give you guys the first opportunity. We're not taking reservations yet for it, but I want you to put it on your radar. So put it on your calendar. And it is October 9th and 10th, 11th, and 12th. So it's 4 days. 2 days is going to be on your domestic machine, and 2 days are going to be on a long arm machine. And these are classes. And I wanted to design the project for it because I want it to be a really cool project that you'd want to make. So Kaylee, pop up, give them a peek at the project that I just finished. It's not finished because the educator for Bernina, who's teaching the classes here, I sent it to her. Remember the pumpkin,
Yeah.
Luna?
I thought we were not going to do that today.
Yeah. No?
No, you told them not to. You weren't going
Am I not supposed to tell you about it?
No.
Next week.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Less is better, he said.
All right. Just worry about the quilt show today and just write those dates on because next week we'll talk about the cool project I made. I'm super excited about my project. So, Oh, whatever. Okay. All right. Whew. That was a lot of announcements, wasn't it? Right? So the fun stuff is going to begin pretty soon, but that's fun too. All right. Especially if you can come and go to it. But let's talk about what we got next. And that is Jen Kingwell. So I have to respect the fact that Jen is teaching today, and I don't want to do something in the middle of her class. So we did a pre-recorded video with me and Jen because I took the class on Monday. So I got to spend some time with her. But one of the things I want to talk about, well, I'll save this till the end. So hang on, because I have some really cool at the end of this video that you don't want to miss out on. All right. So let's see the video that we shot on Monday. It's Lisa and from Primitive Gatherings, and I have a special guest for you today. I wish we could have done this live, but she is so popular we didn't have one speck of room in her schedule. So we are going to record this for you, but we didn't want you to miss out on Australia's most famous quilter, Jen Kingwell.
Thank you. I'm not sure about most famous.
Well,
but
I
anyway.
think it's your most famous.
Thank
All
you.
right. Best. And my Moda sister. Let's just throw that out there too, right?
We are Moda
Yeah.
sisters.
Yeah, so we are so happy that she is here. We tried it in 2020, but we all know what happened then. So we've waited 3 long years to finally make this happen.
Yep.
And you are on kind of a tour,
I
right?
am. Yeah.
All right, tell us
Exactly.
about that a little bit.
Rockstar tour.
Yes, like
Yeah,
your
so-
what do you call that? Your journey.
Yes. So I'm here for 7 weeks. I'm halfway through now, and just all over the country teaching. So it's been fabulous. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really
So if you
loving
get
it.
a chance, you have to snag a class from Jen. And we'll talk a little bit about that because I took yesterday's class. I didn't tell you I was going to take it because I kind of decided at the last minute that I shouldn't miss out on this opportunity, right? So where have you been previous?
So I started in Franklin, Tennessee, and then I went to Madeline Island here in Wisconsin.
Yep.
Then I went to Augusta. Oh no, then I went to Suspargos in Ohio. Then I went to Augusta, Maine. Then I came here, and then I go to Utah to the Quilters Lodge, to Nebraska to the Quilted Moose, and then I have a private thing in Colorado. So.
Wow, isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
I'd be homesick. So, but I get, you come so far that you have to make the best of
Yeah,
it.
that's right. So 17 hours, that first leg on the plane is 17 hours.
I can't imagine
so-
17 hours, but that's what this is for, right?
Exactly.
Right.
I do a
and
lot of stitching.
especially what you do. So you all know that I am in love with handwork. Well, you are a queen of handwork, right?
Wow.
Because you will do patchwork handwork.
Yeah.
So tell us about some of the classes that you're teaching here this week.
So I tend to teach technique classes mainly because I think if you learn technique, you can then do anything, right? So everybody in my class can stitch whatever they like, and I'm just going to teach them the easiest way or my easiest way to do it. So yeah.
Yeah, so you have hand piecing.
Hand piecing, needle turn applique. We touch hand quilting. I'm happy to show EPP, English paper piecing. We talk about creative finishes of your quilt, like quite a few things like that you can
And
do.
trust me, we are not stepping back 30 years like might have been previously told to you. Handwork is here and now and so meditative. Like
It is.
yeah, like I love that with my wool applique, and I'll show you my class from yesterday. All right, so now I have a new bin of hand piecing, and let's just take a trip here for a minute because you're all going to be jealous, right? You're all going to be jealous. Got this beautiful handout about the basics, and then I did 2 blocks right away. So here are my 2 finished blocks, and I think I might have been the smartest one in the class because I picked a block with only 3 pieces in it.
Yeah, some of the other ladies.
No
pick-
offense, girls,
Yeah.
no offense. I'm just saying that, and here is my pattern. So it's called Diamond Exchange. So and then look at her colors. Isn't this beautiful? And you do scrappy, right?
I do, yeah.
Everything you do is scrappy, and not just one fabric line. You mix your newest fabric lines in with
Yes.
whatever's in the shop, right?
Yep,
Because you
I
are a
do.
shop owner.
I am a shop owner, and I just love well, I love everybody's fabric. That's my problem.
Right.
So, well, not a problem. It's a good problem to have, but I just mix everybody's.
Right. And anything I talk about here today, we will have links on our website, and we'll link Jen's site too as well. But then these are my fabrics for my other blocks. I think I cut like 15 of them totally out, and you have to mark for hand piecing. Not every piece. Jen tells us her secrets of which ones to mark and which ones not. That's why you make one block first, and then you figure out which ones need to be marked on.
Yep.
So you save that, that second or 30 seconds or whatever times whatever here. So these are my, I don't know, what is this shape? Do you have a name for that
Sort
shape?
of a triangle with a bite out of the bottom
Yeah,
of it, I guess it is.
right? And I love triangles. Y'all know I love triangles, right? So this is her new fabric line called Greenstone. And this is in shops right now. We have it here. But guess what? Remember I told you I finally decided what was going to be my setting triangles, because this quilt has setting triangles in here. And I wanted this fabric right here.
Circulars? Oh, gone.
Gone in my shop, so I'll be searching for it. Is it gone in your shop?
If I can find a little scrap in my personal stash, Lisa might
Well, I
get
might
it.
only need like a
Little
yard
bit.
or whatever, but yeah. So I'll be looking for that one, because it's just perfect. Because all these colors, these greens, these grays, a little bit of chartreuse, this all will go beautifully in my lake house. So, and then I learned about this fabulous sandpaper board by Jen. This is one of her products. So you lay your fabric on here, and then when you trace, there's no slip sliding or any of that kind of stuff.
And I didn't tell you, but I use it as my, when I'm in the car.
As your lap.
As my lap table.
board,
So,
right?
Yeah.
And then, so she has these beautiful templates. That's what was in here. The pattern is in your quilt recipe book, and we'll talk about that a little bit more. But then I wanted the templates, because then I could rotary cut everything. And I'm like in there like, okay, these two can share the same line, and I'm doing all that stuff. Here, this shared the same line. So it was really, I don't want to say easy to cut, but very adaptable and very easy.
Yeah,
it was very easy.
Yeah, hand piecing is easy. It
Yeah.
really is.
Yeah, so then I have all these other beautiful fabrics from Greenstone to keep cutting. I counted there are 50 different prints in this line for that. And then, one will be the two ends, and then another fabric in the middle. And I learned that you just use regular machine sewing thread, something that will blend with your fabrics very nicely. And you really don't need much. I love that Jen says you can pick whatever needle.
Yeah.
Tell them about that. I don't want to tell them about that. You tell them about that.
I think needles are such personal preference in your fingers. It's what you like to hold. So some people like a long needle, some people like a little short needle. And I always just say there are two important parts, a point on one end and a hole in the other that your thread will go through. And then the rest is really about what you like to hold.
Right.
It's different for you with your embroidery, because you've got to have a specific needle sometimes for thread. But really for hand piecing, it's what you're comfortable holding.
Right, and I'm using my binding needle. So I love the length and the strength of this bind. It doesn't bend, but it's like a straw needle.
I love your binding needles.
Yeah.
I use them all the time.
So I can just manipulate that through and make those tiny little stitches, because sometimes you just want to do something a little different. So if I do one of these blocks a week, in a matter of no time, how our time
right.
flies,
That's
it'll be
exactly
done.
right.
So that's my goal, just one a week, and if I get more done, that'll be great. But I'm super pumped about this here, and you can never have enough projects, right?
No, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
The more the better.
Yeah, and I just want to point out that I picked Jen up from the airport on Sunday and brought her to my house, and she helped me do dishes because we had a big weekend party and the grandkids were there, and I'm like, this is my chaotic life, right? And
It was wonderful. It
We
was
have
lovely.
lives just like you.
Yeah, we do. Exactly the same.
Yeah, and there was a little family drama, we had to go to the urgent care and
Yeah.
stuff like that, and Jen's a nurse, so she's like, yeah, you probably should bring him in.
Is he good? Have you heard? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, took care of it right away. So I think we caught it as soon as we
Good.
seen it, so
Yeah.
that was good. So tell me about, this might be the most beautiful quilt book ever produced.
Thank you.
When
Thank
I
you.
got this, I'm like totally envious of how beautiful this book. I love the matte finish, and I love, you know, I sat there and turned every page, and it just is so beautifully done. But the best part is those recipes. So tell us about those recipes.
Yeah, so this book was just, it was sort of like a labour of love for me. The recipes in the back are all my mum's recipes, so they're things that I grew up eating, every single one of them. And you know, when you don't have your mum anymore, things like that are so special for you. So it was just something that I wanted to do. I think a lot of quilters garden and bake as well. So I thought the two went really hand in hand. So we called it Quilt Recipes because there is both quilting and, you know,
Yeah,
baking in there.
13 designs.
Yes, 13 like patchwork projects, and then I think there were 8 recipes in the back, if my memory serves me. But it was just fabulous because we just worked on it. It was my daughter Abby and myself and Flip, our graphic designer who at work at the time, and so between the three of us, we did all the styling, all the photography. It was all done locally, and we even printed at a local printer.
That's so precious.
Yeah, it was really like, I live in a really small community, like we live in a beach resort, and the printer was just 30 minutes down the road, and they were absolutely fabulous. Like every day when we were up to actual printing stage, when they ran that first sheet of the section, they'd asked me to bring the quilts that were going to be in that section in, and Damien, who runs this enormous print press, he checked the colour of the print against the actual fabric in the quilt so that it was perfect.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, and I am super proud of it, I have to say. Probably of everything I've ever done, other than birthing my 3 children. But
It's like birthing a child.
Yeah,
This is your 4th child.
Yeah, it is. It was fantastic. It was so good to work on, and it was just so good to have that really small, tight-knit team. We just worked really well together. I mean, the day we did the photo shoot over 2 days and in 2 different locations, and we just had such a fun time doing it. It was really good. And it's even got my dog. That's Tilly. She's 17 years old now. But
She looks
still,
amazing.
I know, she's fabulous. She's fabulous.
For 17, she looks awesome.
Deaf as a post and starting to go a little blind. She won't go up and down the stairs now unless the lights are on and things like that. But yeah, the family chocolate cake. This was in my lunchbox, you know, once a week when I went to school. And the ginger biscuits in there were like, the Bicky Tin always had them in there. So
I like what you said, though. You said your mom was busy working on the farm, so she didn't do anything fancy.
No.
But what she did was good, simple recipes.
Yep.
So these are good, simple recipes.
the majority of these recipes, you throw everything in and mix and then put it in the oven. There are a couple of sort of things that I included that she did for special occasions, the sponge and the powder puffs, but everything else, like the cookies and everything, they're just a 1 bowl mix, so it makes it really easy. Yeah, they're the ginger.
I remember
Yeah.
getting these. When she sent us the book, she sent us cookies with it. And I sat there, and I don't know if I let you guys have one. Did I let you have one?
Share them.
No, I ate them. And I was just like, I'm going to make all of these. But somebody in your class said this might be her favorite recipe she's
Yes.
ever made in her whole life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's gluten-free, that one. Not that I actually said in the book, not that my mum would have known what gluten-free was at the time, but it's just because it's made with almond flour instead of flour.
So I'm not going to ruin it, but if you ever get to take a class with Jen, you might hear this story about the powder puffs. We're not going to tell you everything. We're going to save some things for her presentation, but I want to let you know that we have a lot of these books. All right, and Jen is going to break her little arm signing them, and then we are going to put them on one of our comments sold, all the signed books from Jen, because I know there are some of you who will never be able to travel and to see her, but to have one of her signed books would truly be a treasure.
I certainly will. Happy to do it.
Yeah, I think that would be phenomenal. So remember, we will like launch it and tell you like which comment sold it's going to be. We won't just surprise you. Oh yeah, you want it? Okay.
It is actually scheduled for today.
It is scheduled for today. Okay, it's today. So
I better get busy.
but Kaylee, had this book on her desk for a long time. She's like, where'd my book go? I'm like, well, that really was my book, but
I could send her.
yeah, she absolutely loved the photography, how it was styled, and her being a photographer, she just fell in love with that book. So
Look, when I did it, the whole thing about this was I've always wondered why, you see all these glossy magazines and different things, and they'll have like a throw on the end of the bed, and it might be knitted or, but they so rarely feature a patchwork quilt.
Right.
Like, well, never, right?
I did see some in a Pottery Barn catalog,
Right.
but they were like, I really checked it out really good, and they were printed patchwork.
Yeah.
They weren't real. Yeah.
So I think the whole thing was I thought I really wanted to showcase like a traditional patchwork quilt, but in a modern sort of decor.
Right.
And so that was the premise behind.
Right, because we know
doing it.
patchwork quilts can't be mass produced.
No.
Well.
Yeah,
Right?
that's
They
right.
only can be made with love.
Exactly.
And yeah, so we know what we do is precious. The world might not know, but we know, right?
That's right.
We want the world to know. So let's go through a couple of things that we do have at the shop, just so to give them an idea. So these are some of your other templates.
Yes.
So this one is
Louise Pappas's Picnic at Emerald Station. So Louise used to work for me, but she now designs patterns, and we produce them for her. So, but it is Louise's pattern. This one's Stardust. Yeah, that one I love this quilt. I don't have this quilt anymore. I actually gave
give it away?
I gave it away to someone. I used to have this lovely girl, intellectually impaired woman, and an elderly mum used to come into the shop, and for some reason the young lady used to pick up this quilt every time. She'd sort of seek it out, and the mum said to me one day, would I sell it to her because she just loved it so much? And I was like, here.
I can't
Take
sell it,
it.
but
Yeah,
here you go.
Yeah, I can't sell it, but please take it. And
Yeah.
I know that it will be so loved. So
Right,
yeah.
for sure. This is awesome too, with that
Yes.
cross weave in there.
Yes, so this is a relatively new one called I See You, which it's got the templates and the pattern included in that one, but that's a really good one to use up all your bits and pieces.
And the girls here have purchased a lot of your stuff already at the
Yes,
store. Like we
yeah.
don't have any bundles of greenstone left. So these are what I could scrounge up that were left over that we must have had lots of or something. But
And this one's called Cloud Club, which I love this, but I need to do it in colour. I did this with one of my motor ranges, which was one of the sort of behind the scenes ranges, but I would really like to do this one in colour if I could, if I get time.
this one is brand new, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, but that one is, that was a motor pattern. I think Lisa Alexander,
Okay.
I think Lisa did
Yep.
this one.
And
Yeah.
what we liked about this one is it was pretty quick.
Yeah.
And it can be done by machine. So if you love Jen's fabric, but maybe you can't hand piece that, some of her patterns can be machine pieced as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Right,
Yeah, for
right,
sure.
right. So this is a kit that we have put together for this one here, all right? So vintage greenstone, so you can see all those beautiful colors. Yeah, so we'd have kits for that, and then we have kits for this one. So this is your quilt, right?
Well, this is another one that Moda did for the range.
Okay.
I honestly can't remember who made that one. I wish I could remember so
Yeah,
I could say who made it.
Probably Tammy or
but
one of those girls
might have
there.
been Tammy. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, so those were two that we had quickly, but you have a block of the month too right now that you run, right?
We do. So the current one is called Burrows and Bows, and totally made out of greenstone. So it started, there are several shops here in the US that are participating. I'm not sure if anyone has any
Left.
places left, but we could
Yeah.
maybe check. Yeah.
Yeah, but I do want to show you this because we did this, and I think this is mostly out of those grace fabrics of yours. So this is a plus quilt, all right, and then it's kind of been on the shelf waiting for us to pattern it. So it's just one of them where you just go in your collection and you take, one fabric of a bunch of different things, and you make a plus quilt, and then you add in one zinger with those
fabulous.
grays. Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah, it
so
is. It's
this went
lovely.
with my homespun. So there's a lot of my homespuns and a lot of yours in here as well. So that was super fun. So maybe we can get our butts going and get this one patterned one of these days before we have zero fabric left, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so I talked about all the things that I want to talk about. You want to talk about anything? Yes?
You want to explain your concept with lollies?
Oh yeah,
yes.
I could do that.
So, is there a lolly in here?
Yeah.
But are these cut apart? Oh. Oh. There we go. Perfect. So explain why you did this. So
Okay,
this is salvage to salvage.
And these are bit over 10 inch wide, each print. I did these originally, the very first, when Moda first asked me to be a fabric designer, I was like, I need more print than one collection because like I'm super scrappy. And so I pitched that we would do 5-inch panels across the fabric, and we called them lollies because in Australia that is a quilt, like our lolly is like a candy, like it's a, something in a wrapper. And I thought these were a little bit like a quilter's candy. You could just get buy one little piece and you're getting all these different things. But because this range was designed to go with my new block of the month, Burrows and Bows. So I needed wider panels to get the pieces out of. So we did the 10 inch. Normally we do 8 5-inch panels, but we did the 10-inch panel for this one. But the lollies are great because if you buy like half a yard or
You get 4
a
fabrics
yard,
in a
you
half
get
yard.
this, you get 4, and the other ones you get 8 fabrics there. So
Right.
if you're wanting it like a scrappy something,
Yeah.
people have struggled a little bit trying to figure out what to do with them because people think you've got to make something out of that piece of fabric, but like you just cut them up and you've got 4 different prints there to put in.
I mean,
everything.
so when they run this on, because I know how fabric's made, so I can't really, but the screen is just made, but how do they run, they just do this one in one screen and then this one in one screen? Is that how that's going?
No,
Or the white gets added?
Yeah, they still
And
just
then the
do
green
it as a
gets
screen.
added?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, wait a minute here.
Yeah. No, they still just do it the same way.
Okay, very cool. Yeah, so that's something that Moda does unique for you. That's really cool. Very cool. I probably don't have this folded as beautiful as it was, but
Someone will get a piece of
Yeah.
fabric expertly folded by Lisa.
no, I'll just tuck it in there so nobody sees it. Oh yeah, awesome. All right, so I don't want to keep you too long because I know that you have a
Class?
class today,
I
and
do.
they are like eager beavers ready to learn. But I hope they learn lots today, and I hope they're not too crabby that I hijacked her this morning to
No, we'll
talk
make
with
up.
you.
We'll
Yes.
make up.
Yes,
No
yes, yes.
problem.
All right, anything you want to, where in Australia are you located?
I live on the southeast coast in a little town called Torquay. So it's about an hour and 15 outside Melbourne, which is our state
I'm going there
capital.
someday, so if you want to come
She is,
along.
she's going to organise a tour.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
it's-
sure.
It's gorgeous.
I'm going.
But
I'm going.
can I just say how amazing this place is, the gathering.
Yeah.
You need to come here and have a look.
Well, hopefully when you come back next time, maybe you give us a call and say, okay, I have a spot between this and this, and
We definitely
we do
will.
that again,
Yeah,
because I can see this. I'm
You're
sure
on the
all you
list.
want to come back, right? yeah. Awesome. All right. Well, thank you
Thank you.
so much. It was so
My
awesome
pleasure.
that you're here, and hopefully we'll get to spend a little bit more time because you are here a lot more days. Yeah.
Yeah, I am.
All
And I'm
right.
loving every minute of it, so thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks,
you're
everyone.
so welcome, so welcome. All right, so that's it with Jen Kingwell today. I hope you got a sneak peek into her and want to discover more about her. All right, take care, everyone. Wasn't that amazing? I just want to sit and listen to that voice again and again and again, and all her funny words. But all right, so we do have some prizes today, and guess what? They're all Jen's stuff. So Heidi will get these out to the winners that we're going to pick at the end of the broadcast here. And wasn't that amazing? All right, you want to see a signed book? So we're going to sell some of these today on Comment Sold. Did you put a limited number in there? Or what you going to do about that? So here is her signature in the book. Let's see if I can get it.
A limited number.
We have a limited number. And they are the same price. We didn't charge more for the book. All right. Okay, so it is in there. It's right here. And every one of them is signed for us to sell. Let's see what else. I'm going to talk about the quilt along. Don't you worry. But anything that we talked about on that little interview with Jen, go to Live with Lisa on our website, and those things will be there. If you can snag a template or a pattern or any little thing in support of Jen and all the wonderful things that she does. So I'm so glad that we snagged her. And honest, she was supposed to be here in 2020. So we waited a long time for her. And we are just so happy that we finally got to hook up and bring her here so we can have so much fun with her. Was there anything else I was supposed to say before I go on to Joyful? Anybody got anything?
Mm-mm.
Anybody, is there any questions during the thing, Heidi, that we need to talk about? Everything's good? Okay. What'd you think about that? Wasn't she amazing? Right? Okay. So this is what I was doing yesterday. So I did make this. Remember, I showed you this before, but I didn't like how big it was. So I made it smaller. I redid everything. And I know I said I would start this the 15th. I'm not going to be here on the 15th. All right. I'm going to be in Dallas. So we will start it the week after. That Thursday, we will launch this quilt along. And I promise we'll get all 25 blocks in a timely manner. But I just wanted to rework this so it's a 12-inch block instead of a 14-inch block. This was too big and clunky. We would have had 100 by 100 quilts. So this way, it's a more manageable quilt. Now, for the quilt along, you are going to need the tower for Joyful Gatherings. I still want to say Yuletide.
Mm-hmm.
Joyful Gatherings is what I used for mine. And then 8 yards of this Bella that goes with all my lines. Now, there's going to be a couple different options in this quilt pattern, like when it comes to the cornerstones between the trees. There's going to be some piecing there or not. There's going to be some harder piecing options. There's going to be some intermediate piecing options, and then there's going to be a simple option. So I'm going to give you a bunch of different options there. Now, in my line, there's only 10 greens, and you're going to make 2 blocks out of each fat quarter of green. So that's 20. Well, there's 25 blocks. So either you can start searching for a couple more greens. I'm going to go in the warehouse and see what I have on my fabric line and maybe use those. But I advise you to pick what you already have in your collection or buy a few more. You can get 2 out of a fat quarter. So you can get 5 of them. So you have 5 different ones, or you can get 3 to make the remaining 5 blocks. Anybody have any questions about Joyful? All right, what do we got, Heidi?
Are the block patterns free for Joyful?
Yes, they are free.
And can the blocks be even smaller than what you made?
If you want to figure it out, but I'm not going to figure it out. This block in here is 4.5 inches. I'm going to piece some of these that are going to use 1 1/8 inch half square triangle. So we have a new half square triangle paper for this. So some of them are going to be 1/2 inch triangles. I don't really want to go smaller than a 1/2 inch triangle. Okay. So this is going to change for each of the 25 blocks if I didn't explain that yet. But, and these are like finishing at 1.5. So I don't know if you want to figure out how to do simpler blocks, you go ahead. I challenge you. That'll be awesome. But I'm not making them any smaller or figuring it out. Nope. Because there already are 1/2 inch half square triangles in my inside blocks. Okay. But great question. Great question. Make some triangle gathering or triangle triangle Twilight Stars blocks and make those in the 2-inch blocks if you want to do smaller, if you're not already. All right. I wish the block was green instead of white. Well, make yours green instead of white. Do whatever you want.
Live a little, right?
You want green background with white tree? Is that what you mean? Who was it? What was her name? I can't see it. Oh, right there. Yeah. Yep. So you can do whatever you want. It's up to you. You know, I don't make you follow all the rules. You can do whatever you want, but I have to come up with a setting that works with my fabrics. And I added a Bella Solid 182. And we will be selling those on Comment Sold right after if you haven't. And we only have so many fat quarter towers left. So there's Moda does not have any more. So if your shop didn't buy them, they are all gone. Sorry, we bought them all. And we are going to sell those. Okay. Will you have a list of triangle papers? Yes, I will have a list. I will probably know by next week, I'll know all the different sizes that you will need for it. But buy the variety pack. You'll have them all. I know I got,
Except for the 1 1/8.
yeah, the 1 1/8 is brand new. And you're going to need that because there's going to be a lot of 1 1/8 because this is a 4.5 inch finished block. So if you have a star block, they need to be 1 1/8. You get it, right? Hopefully you're getting it. Hopefully you're understanding how that works. The more you quilt, buy 15 yards, and that is a bolt. There you go. Buy a bolt. You have enough for backing too then. Good idea. And you know what? The Bellas are much more reasonable. So I think the bolt is like,
It'd be 15 times $9.
yeah, 15 times 9.
So 135.
Yeah, for a whole bolt. That's pretty good.
And
Okay.
Megan actually meant that she wished the middle of the tree was green, not the background. Like
Like the block?
yeah.
So
So the block
Green
background was
green
green.
Like
Yeah.
this was green?
so it was like
Oh.
it's
So it was the
not a
color
block
of the
in
tree versus
Make yours green.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do it.
And then send us a picture.
You're going to need more than a fat quarter, though. Trust me, because you pretty much use the whole fat quarter when you do 2. Or you can do green in here. Oop, I got to do opposite of where my hand wants to go. Green in here, and you'll only get 1 out of each fat quarter. Okay? But use some from your collection, too. There's nothing wrong with mixing fabrics. All right? All right. Any other things? Am I missing anything? Do we need to point anything out before we go on? We're almost done here. Comment Sold is next. Let's pick some winners for today's broadcast.
Don't forget about Twilight Stars.
I got it right here. All the winners. We're going to talk about all the winners. All right. So we're in the very beginning of another quilt along called Twilight Stars. You got anything you can throw up there, Kaylee?
Yep.
All right. Twilight Stars. And each week we pick a winner. And this week's winner is Karen Frey Stevens. I don't know. Karen, you won. You won a charm pack, a bunch of caramels, a couple stickers, a little scant 1/4 inch seam ruler in there. So every week we pick a winner of somebody who shows their blocks. And look at Karen's blocks there. She switched the background. How fun. Good job. And looks like is that the same size or is that one in the back there a little smaller? I can't tell.
I think it's the same. I think they're all the same size.
Yeah. But I love it.
I like she's got the little felty sheet that we had in there.
Yep. She's got all of our little things in there. See that little sheet from a wool box? You never know what you're going to get in your wool box, right, guys?
Is that where those came from?
Yeah.
I got 3 on my desk. I was like, my little
Your little homies, right?
Yeah, my little homies.
They keep you company when the rest of us are gone because
It's
you're the
kinda
one
true.
that's here the most.
Yeah, that's kind of true.
All right, everyone. I'm going to pick the 3 winners
Okay.
and then we're going to go on to Comment Sold.
Before you do, everyone wants to know about the quilt behind you.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is quilt number 2 that I will be making of Jen Kingwell's. So I got the templates for the Diamond Exchange. And then I think this one is called Wesleydale. Is that right?
Yep.
Yep, let me look to make sure. I don't want to give you any wrong information. But this one can be hand pieced or machine pieced.
I want to say it's the first one.
First one.
And the book has the pattern to it and then like paper templates.
Yes.
But if you want to have the plastic templates, there are plastic templates available.
Yeah, so this one is called Wensleydale, and all the goodies are falling out. All right. So, like Jess said, if you didn't hear that, I will repeat what she said. The book comes with paper templates that you can make. You can make templates like the Mylar templates out of plastic. You can make those, or Jen also has a template set that she offers and that we sell on our website, so you can purchase them. Like in my quilt that I'm making from Monday's class has 100 blocks, so that's a lot. So I want the template. All right, so I got the templates for that, and they're just a joy to use, and they can be used for other things, or it's a great easy block. So I don't know if I can machine piece the one that I'm doing because it has that bite taken out of the triangle. Maybe, but I just don't know if I'm. But this one can easily be machine pieced. Okay, but isn't it beautiful? Very beautiful. Okay, so our winners of Jen Kingwell's giveaway today are Jan Kurth. You are a winner. Rochelle Bursa and Roslyn Hagerdorn. Please email Heidi at the email on the screen, and she will hook you up. It looks like we have some fat quarters. It looks like we have a pattern. It looks like we have one of her sandpaper boards, but I don't know in what order or who's going to get what. Okay. All right. So thanks for joining us today. We appreciate you. Tell everybody about us so your friends can join us. It was cool. I think we had almost 500 people on live with us just recently. So we appreciate that. And that's how you can help us grow this business here, and know that we love everything you do to help us out with that. All right. So Comment Sold is up next, where we're going to have some cool things. What was the theme again?
Tips and tricks. Tricks and tools to be successful at quilting.
All right. Tips and tools to be successful at quilting.
And if they want to sign up for Comment Sold, how do they do that?
All right. So yeah, let's do some of that right now. So if you have never seen Comment Sold and you want to snag yourself one of those books, all right, you go to Facebook. You can get on our Facebook page. Is it right on our Primitive Gatherings Facebook page, or is it Stitch with Lisa Bongean? Both. Anywhere on Facebook, type in Stitch with Lisa Bongean, or go to your apps for your phone, whether that is the App Store for Google or for Apple, or Google Play for the Android, and search their stores, the app stores, for Primitive Gatherings. This is the easiest way to do it. The app is the easiest. So once you sign up for the app, then you have to register in your app, put all your credit card details and all that, and then you can shop away right on the live coming up. All right. If you don't want to do the app thing, which I strongly suggest because it's the easiest. If you do find us on Facebook, you will type in the comment saying register. Once you say register, the site sends you an email, and then you have to sign up through an email. All right. Yeah. So Heidi's going to show you quickly.
Just because
on her computer.
It's hard for some people to understand where to find the live if you are not using the app and you're coming through Facebook. So I'm just going to show you.
All right. Come show me.
Okay. All right. So this is the main Thank you. This is the main Primitive Gatherings page. Here's our head image, and it says Primitive Gatherings Quilt Shop. There are some links under here. It says posts, about, shop, mentions, blah, blah, blah. You go all the way to more. Oh, hang on. Here, let me have that. Malfunction. Okay. We're going to go all the way down here to more. Can they see, Kaylee?
Kind of.
So more is going to be right there. Click it, and then you're going to get more. And then the word live. So you will click live, and it will take you to all of our live videos. Now, if you go in there before we start, you may have to refresh it once we start the comments sold, just to make sure that the video shows up as a live video. But that's where you're going to find them. And that's where you will find them once, if you want to watch the replays too. They're also in there.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, and that's pretty important. So here you can go in and watch the previous lives, and we still do have some of those things for sale. I don't know, can they shop through the old lives?
They can, but once you put items into your cart, it's just as easy to go into the cart area and then scroll down, and you'll find all the items there as well.
Okay, so what I really love is the app is like a little mini Primitive Gatherings website. So you just go to the app, you can watch the latest couple lives, or you can just scroll up, right? Which would be going down, but you scroll up and you can see some of the items that we've had in there on previous comments sold. And then you click on the little line right there or whatever it says, and it'll bring you to a video that we talk about that particular product. I want my mind wanted to say product, but my lips wanted to say project. All right. So it's really fun. Just even sometimes, like, oh, what do they say about that? So you click on it, and then like Jess or I will explain it. So we do the comments sold 2 times a week, and one is on Tuesday. Jess does Tuesday at 11, and I do Thursday right after the live.
We do
10?
Typically, yeah.
Sometimes she switches it up. Okay. So she is on Tuesday and in the morning, and I am on Thursday right after the live here. So let's get going, everyone. We'll see you next Thursday here. I think I'm still here. We're going to talk about all the quilting things. Okay. Bye now, everyone.